Hey VC, it's Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. Um, I bought a bunch of records recently at full price, which to me is like really the worst thing in the world to do. But I was able to do it because I had gotten a collection of records given to me about 2 weeks ago, and I sold a bunch of those. So I took the money from that and went and bought some records, things that I've been sort of wanting to bring into my collection. The first one is by an artist who just passed away recently, and that is Ahmad Jamal, and this is his 1970 album called The Awakening. Most of Ahmad Jamal's stuff is fairly inexpensive to pick up, but for some reason, an original on this is going for ridiculous prices now. I'm upwards of $200. It's just insane. So I was really happy when they made this repress that came out not that this year. It's on Verve Impulse, and this record was done at the three-man studio in Detroit. Great record. I actually like side 2 more than side 1. Let's see, recorded February 2nd and 3rd, 1970 at Plaza Sound Studios in New York City. With Ahmad Jamal on piano, Jamil Nassar and Frank Gant, I assume, on drums and bass. Great, really good. Hard to find the original, so I'm really happy to get a repress on that. Next one has a little story to it. Next one is a Jerry Mulligan album called Night Lights. This was originally recorded in 1963. About 3 years ago, I was at an outdoor record show. This guy had hundreds, if not thousands, of records for sale, and I saw a copy of this, and I grabbed it for $10. It was in really good condition, and it wasn't until I got home that I checked it out and realized it was a Japanese pressing, and I turned around and flipped it for $125, and when I did that, I said, I know someday they're going to come out with the repress, and I'll grab that, and that is the day now, is the repress. So this is a nice, beautiful repress of this album, Night Lights by Jerry Mulligan, mastered from the original analog tapes by Kevin Gray, pressed at Palais on 180-gram vinyl. This is with Jim Hall on guitar, Bill Crow on bass, Dave Bailey on drums, Art Farmer on trumpet and flugelhorn, and Bob Brookmeyer on trombone. Jerry Mulligan, of course, on baritone sax, but he also plays piano on one song. And this was just a beautiful, beautiful album. Just a black cover with the label, his name on it. But this was just, I just love this record. I loved it when I had it. I sort of sorry that I sold it, but I'm glad I'd be able to get the repress and get that back in my collection. So really nice, definitely recommend that. Next one is one I showed as part of that collection I got. I got an original from 1964, original mono, but it was so beat that was really hard to listen to, and I was able to sell it to a local record store who was happy to pay me some money for it, and I took some of that money and bought a new repress, and this repress is from Acoustic Sounds, and it's A Love Supreme, John Coltrane. Beautiful repress on this. Sounds fantastic. Really glad to have it in my collection. I have an older, like a 1980s repress that doesn't sound great. This sounds really beautiful. Sort of sorry to let go of the 64 mono pressing, but the price he paid me for it was hard to reject. So I grabbed that and got a really nice mono stereo repress of that. Then on Memorial Day weekend, a company I buy records from online called The Sound of Vinyl, not all, but I buy records from them sporadically, was having a 30% off sale. So I couldn't resist, and I started looking through the 30% off sale. I haven't even opened these yet, but the first two are Tone Poets that were $38, normal price, less 30%. So I couldn't say no. I've been looking at this for a while, and it's Pictures of Heath, which is with Chet Baker, Art Pepper, Carl Perkins, Curtis Counts. It's a Tone Poet. mastered by Kevin Gray. Again, I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm really looking forward to digging into this one. So 30% off Tone Poet, really hard to say no to. And while I was there, they had another Tone Poet. And I said, you know what? I need this one too. So Freddie Hubbard. And this is his album Blue Spirits. Again, cut from analog tape. This was done by Kevin Gray, mastered by Kevin Gray. This has Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, Jane Spalding on flute and alto sax, Joe Henderson, etc., etc. So looking forward to digging into this one. One side I see has McCoy Tyner on piano, Hank Mobley on tenor sax. So really looking forward to digging into this one too. A couple of blue notes at 30% off. Again, hard to say no to. Then this one was, again, 30% off. This was really inexpensive. New album by Joshua Redman, who's a younger tenor sax player. And this is his album called Round Again. And this features Joshua Redman on tenor sax, Brad Maldu on piano, Christian McBride on bass, and Brian Blade on drums. So, looking into digging, originally 2020, None Such Records. Haven't even opened it yet. So looking to dig into that. And the last one I bought at 30% off, because you know me, I'm cheap. Tom Waits, Real Gone. I have this on CD. I'm really looking forward to having a nice, clean, brand new vinyl pressing of this. This is the remastered with Tom Waits and his wife Kathleen Brennan. I've heard mixed things about the represses, but really happy to have this in the collection. Big Tom Waits fan. And then I was at my local Goodwill the other day, and they didn't have much, but I picked up 3 records, $2 each. And the first one is one I'm sure everybody knows. And I used to have this back in the day, and I knew every line of this record, everything about it. And it's the 2,000-Year-Old Man, Carl Reiner, Mel Brooks. I used to have this record when I was a kid, and we listened to it all the time. And I've been looking for a copy, nice, clean copy. If you don't know this record, maybe one of the funniest records ever put out. It's just fantastic. So really glad to be able to add this back to the collection. Carl Reiner, Mel Brooks, 2,000-Year-Old Man. Also picked up at Goodwill, Johnny Rivers, live at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Needs a deep cleaning before I give this a spin, but it does Memphis, Lordy Miss Claudie, Walking the Dog, Brown Eyed Handsome Man, and does a medley at the end of La Bamba and Twist and Shout. So I'm looking forward to that. Sort of fun. Johnny Rivers recorded live, very live, at the Whiskey A Go-Go. And the last one I picked up at Goodwill, couldn't resist, the great Eddie Cochran. And this is his album, 12 of his biggest hits. This includes Come On Everybody, Summertime Blues, Teenage Heaven, Driving Show, Hallelujah, I Love Her So, Have I Told You Lately I Love, Cut Across Shorty. So really great. This is on the Liberty label. This one turns out to be like a medium price, about $20 on the Discogs. So give that a nice clean, and hopefully that'll play well. But big Eddie Cochran fan. Great rockabilly stuff. Bam. So there you go. There's a couple of new pickups I've found recently. Hope everybody's enjoying this beautiful weather. Gorgeous here up in Maine. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed recently. I've got a lot of new subscribers. So I really appreciate the people who've jumped on board. And if you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button, subscribe, hit that bell so you know when I get new videos coming out. And until next time, peace.